back, everybody, and welcome to Blake for session 2 of the Argonautica, A Tale of Heroes. Uh, Previously, a lot of people were all summoned to the city of Iolcus, the city of kings. Uh, and upon arrival discovered that there was a truly massive ship set in the harbor. Some of these people that were invited included the Boread twins, the sons of the North Wind, Zetes and Calais, uh, as well as an entire contingent of people who had participated in the hunt for the Caledonian boar, including uh, King Laertes of Ithaca and King Peleus of Thea, as well as Atalanta and a companion alongside her by the name of Jaeger. Uh, there were also uh, very famous people like Hercules, who had, or Heracles, I should say, who had arrived. And the Dioscuri twins, a strange set of twins said to have been born from an egg. But only one of them is a demigod. How strange. Uh, but also quite famous, who was invited, was the famous bard, Orpheus, who was sort of just impressed by everything that was going on. Um, But as everyone gathered towards the docks, the king of Iolcus, King Peleus, different Peleus than anyway, their names are very similar. It's a problem. That just happens in Greek mythology. King Peleus came out and announced that there was a quest being sent forth to sail on this great ship known as the Argo to go and acquire the Golden Fleece. Uh, King Peleus did not offer much more information than that and kind of allowed the crowd to start deciding who should captain the ship. And a lot of people started advocating for Heracles. But Heracles himself knew more than he let on and introduced the real captain of the voyage, a young man by the name of Jason, who is actually the nephew of King Peleus, who is being sent on this, frankly, suicide mission to recover the Golden Fleece to earn his rightful place as the king of Iolcus. So a call was sent out to the great, the grand, the brave, and the bold to see who would come and sail on the ship with Jason. A lot of people volunteered. You have close to 50 to 60 people on board this trireme. It's truly massive. And there was a kind of minor ceremony blessing all of the gods that have a presence in this now, hopefully, divinely ordained mission. One notable missing, like, god for granting a blessing was Poseidon, the god of the sea, but we'll get past that. We'll move on. It'll be, I'm sure it'll be fine. There was a bit of a kind of soiree as the ship was being loaded and people were preparing, getting their bunks ready as the ship was going to sail first thing the following morning. But before we get back to that, we need to back up time just a little bit to earlier in the day, in the markets of Iolcus, where a hooded figure has been sort of walking through the markets and has just witnessed a couple of things, but the most notable of which is just watched a young man, woman, hard to tell, turn and run face first into the rock hard abs of the Dioscuri twins, Castor and Pollux, who then proceeded to frog march this person away towards the docks. Blake, there's a hooded figure here in this marketplace. Who do we see here?
Yeah, I found some art that I like. Drop it in the chat here. Character art. This is what we'll go with for now.
Yeah.
Although so what I just dropped in there, he's looking rather regal and stately. I think in the day-to-day, Idmon looks a little bit more frazzled. So Idmon is a seer of Apollo. He tries to come across as a wise old man, but perhaps he verges more sometimes on the bumbling side of things. He's got the white hair and beard that, when it's combed back might look rather endearing or wise, but is probably, hair is all out of place right now as he's just pulled the hood back. And yeah, he's out for adventure, perhaps.
Awesome. Yeah, you've just sort of watched this occur. You see this young person being just kind of frog marched away. They're on the other side of the market. There was a little bit of a commotion about it. And you watch them kind of heading towards the docks, which is the direction you were heading as well. You having been sent a divine, not a message or anything physical, but an actual divine vision guiding you to this place of clouds hanging over the docks of Iolcus. And now that you've got here, you see these clouds are in fact massive sails that you can see even from here.
I'm in the right place. I can feel it. I can see it. They were not clouds, they were sails all along. Yes, very good.
All right. So as you make your way through this marketplace, Idman, there's there's all kinds of people. There's people selling spices. There's people selling trinkets of some kind, like, take this and you will never find yourself at the bottom of the ocean. Only trinket guaranteed to keep away the bane of Poseidon, like all of these things. But as you pass through, as you are heading down towards the docks where you're meant to be, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Gotcha. Oh! That's a 21 and 18 on the die.
Wow. Yeah, as you feel a gnarled hand grab at your wrist and try to pull you back, but you manage to pull your arm away. Yeah. They don't grab you, but you do turn to look, and you see this elderly crone. Her eyes are milk white, like she might be blind, but she is looking directly at you. And she has this kind of knobbly walking stick of her own as well, as she's just looking at you. Doom! Doom! Doom to all who sail this day.
Well, good thing I'm not planning on sailing this day.
And I just kind of poke her with my walking stick to get some distance.
Yeah, you poke her, and when you do, you see her just kind of freeze in place, and for just a second you think you may have killed her. She's standing there frozen in place, and then
to see if anyone noticed.
Sickly greenish gold mist starts to come out of her mouth.
Oh no.
And her eyes bore directly into yours as she says, "A prophet sees much, but escapes little. Beware the beast of tusk and rage. It knows no fate but its own." And Idman, you being you, make an insight check with advantage.
Oh no. The higher of the two was an 8.
Okay.
But it's an 8.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, that's including your bonus?
Yes, sorry. Yes, that was. I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is clearly a prophecy.
Yeah.
You've seen plenty of seers, you've seen plenty of oracles. This has more of the weight behind it as an oracular prophecy.
Yeah.
You have no way of knowing who this was ordained by. That
I'll have to keep an eye out for bears, right? It was bears, you said?
I'll send you the actual thing she said in your messages there.
Yeah.
The beast of Tuscan rage.
Nice.
Uh,
Interesting.
yes, so she says that, and then as soon as she like finishes saying that, and you're like kind of taking that in,
Mm.
she like her face unfreezes and she looks around again. Doom, doom, and fire, and she just goes
Yes,
off to
yes.
find another poor soul.
Boom and fire, indeed. Huh.
A couple of other things happen, Idman, over the course of the next hour, couple of hours. You are gathered in the big group of people at the docks. You witness a few people challenge the great Heracles himself to an arm
Fools.
wrestling competition.
Fools, what it all?
A couple of them give him a little bit of a challenge, but he wins even though he's using his offhand.
He's just lucky I'm not young anymore.
You witness the choosing of the captain and the introduction of Jason of Iolcus, and when Jason asks the crowd which gods will be represented in this crew for this divinely ordained meeting, you see multiple people. You see Heracles and the Dioscuri twins claim for Zeus. You see Jason himself speak of Hera. You see the Boreads speak out for the North Wind itself. The famed hunter Atalanta and her companion declare for Artemis, the hunter. It's this whole thing until finally it gets up to you. What do you say?
Aren't you forgetting someone?
You see, at that point, Heracles like looks out and says, "Name your name and who is your divine patron that will be blessing this voyage."
You may call me Igman, the seer, and I cannot believe it had taken you all this long to remember great Apollo, god of archery and music and dance, of truth and prophecy, of healing and disease, of the very sun itself, of light and poetry. I could go on, but for the sake of brevity, I shall simply say, I serve Apollo.
You see, Jason gives a nod, and you see Heracles gives a big smile and says, "Good. To have the god of prophecy on our side is surely a good sign."
Yes.
They have you sign your name to the manifest along with everyone else. And then it's just kind of been a getting to know each other situation on the ship. A lot of people having conversations and talking. At some point, somebody suggested going to grab a barrel of wine, of mead that had been provided. And you see the large companion of Atalanta, Jaeger, descends below with the Dioscuri twins to go find one of these casks. And a few minutes later, all of you watch as the Dioscuri twins come up from the hold, not with a cask of mead in their hands, but with a very beautiful young person with long, flowing blonde hair. As they are frog marching them up, although I believe at this point, if I remember from the end of the last session, Theseus, your feet are kind of dragging behind you as you're being brought up from where you have been stowing away on this ship. And that's where we begin.
You don't understand. I just need to talk to the captain, and then this will all be sorted out. I assure you. Just take me there.
And you hear one of the Dioscuri say, "Good, because that is where we are taking you." And they just continue
Beautiful
to walk.
and able to listen. I'm so proud of you both.
You see, like all the crew and all the other people are kind of looking around. Theseus, now since this is technically all of the characters' first time meeting you, why don't you just give another brief description of your character?
I did also post art, several pieces of art of our dear Theseus. And he is very lithe built, long flowing blonde hair, bright sea blue eyes, very fair in skin tone. He doesn't carry any weapons that you guys can see on him. There is no bow. There is nothing that alludes to the idea that he is a creature of war. And he is just allowing these two to just kind of move him through the space. He even though he doesn't seem to have any type of weaponry or anything on him, he does have on his chest a brooch that holds his tunic up. That is the symbol of the lady Aphrodite Aria pinning his clothing to him. And every kind of step of the way, he kind of like leans into it and mutters something. But he is very obviously quite intoxicated.
As you are being drugged, true. Although if you were willing to walk, they wouldn't have a problem with you walking.
No, I'm not willing.
But as they are dragging you over towards where Jason is sat on kind of a slightly upward area of the ship, you hear your patron speak to you briefly as you have been kind of saying things back and forth, and she just kind of says, "This might be actually one of those opportunities where you want to use Daddy's influence. Just saying."
I've got a plan. You think that I would willingly drink a third of a cast and not already have a plan? You have such little faith in me.
Shush. You're making things worse for yourself. They think you're talking to yourself.
Oh, right. Fuck.
He's kind of talking to himself.
As they bring
the
you
seer
up.
who is in fact talking to himself.
Yeah.
Wait, why am I talking to myself?
And they bring you before two people. They bring you everybody's around it. I mean, it is a big ship, but still, I mean, we're talking about a big ship in the ancient world. There's a lot of people around still. But they bring you before two people. The first thing in your drunken state that you see, Theseus, as you look up is, again, you just keep looking up, and you see the strongest man in the world. You see Heracles kind of looking down at you with an eyebrow cocked, like, what?
I believe that you said that you are not going to be captain, so I'm here to talk to captain.
He says,
You are beautiful, though.
"Thank you." And you see he turns and, "The good news is our captain is also right here." And you see kind of meekly, much more closer to like even your height, Theseus.
Yeah.
You see Jason kind of poke his head out from behind Heracles' like calf muscle, and just like, what seems to be the problem? And the Dioscuri are like, "We found this," and they look at each other, and they look at you, and they look at each other, "person hiding within our stores. They have drank close to a third of a barrel of mead already. You
Great
see
mead,
Heracles.
by the way.
You see Heracles
Fantastic.
like, yeah. You see Heracles like, impressive. For one so small, impressive.
I appreciate. I've quite the taste for alcohol.
And you see they're all just kind of looking around. It's like, so, and Jason, I can handle this. And Jason like goes over and he like brushes them away and like helps you to your feet. Says, it is my duties, Captain. I do have to ask, why were you in our store? Room?
As a simple attempt to show just how easy it is for someone like myself to sneak aboard your ship, in the midst of all of the chaos and all of the fun. So perhaps it might be logical to do a secondary search around the ship to make sure that there is not another stowaway. Obviously not as fine as myself, but just to be safe.
See, Jason and Heracles both are kind of like, what? But the two Dioscuri twins behind you are like, we should search for more. And they both turn and they just walk away to go search
see?
the whole ship.
The big ones, they understand what I mean.
And Jason's like, okay, but why?
To show that you did not have the proper means to make sure your ship was secure, and thus your voyage would never have been able to leave port. Had I not been distracted by the mead, I could have easily bored a hole in the middle of your ship. Oh, and I turn deliberately to I can't remember his name that made the Argo.
The shipbuilder,
Yeah.
Argus.
Argus, yes, right. And I turn to look to Argus. No offense, your craftsmanship is beautiful, truly.
He goes, I'd like to see you try. Jason's just like, right, so this was all a purely a altruistic thing, and now you are
truly
going
it was
to
for your benefit.
go?
To show... No. Why... Oh. Sweet, you can't even tell who I am, can you?
You haven't introduced yourself.
Right. Theseus steps forward, and as he does, the, like, energy of him being intoxicated leaves, and it is a very different man who stands before Jason in this single step, and he says, you may be the true king of Iolcus, Jason, but I stand before you, reigning king of Athens, city of scholars. My power is divinely given by Aphrodite Aria, the goddess of lust and bloodshed. My throne is blessed by Athena Parthenos herself, and I am the son of Poseidon. And as he does this, he twists his wrist and to his hand summons a trident of ocean water and stabs it down. So I ask you, do you bless your travel with a one man providing three gods? One of which I hate to inform you that you truly sorely lack. Or do you doom your voyage, as I said before it even leaves port?
You see, they're all just kind of saying, there is like some actual muttering around. It's like, Theseus. It's like, I thought he
Holy
had...
shit.
And then they kind of go through all this stuff, and there's like all this muttering going around where it's like, he's technically king, but doesn't he have like a regent right now? Is he just he's a drunken teen on a hooray. That's what he's doing. And there's just all this conversation, but you see Jason be like, the whole point of this was that it was all a volunteer thing.
Right.
So, right.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome to join.
I know.
Okay. Why didn't you join in the crew? In the big thing?
Because I couldn't have been the center of attention that way.
You see Heracles. You see Heracles just kind of nod. It's like, it's true. I am the center of attention wherever I go.
You really do take up all of the limelight for all of the rest of us. My hair is too beautiful not to be acknowledged, at the very least.
And as this is like, very well, please, and he looks around and you see just a random crew member like brings the manifest up. It's like, if you just sign your name to the manifest, so we know that you're a member of the crew.
Do I have to?
You see at that point Heracles just says, if you want to stay on the ship.
Fine. And he pulls a bead of like actual energy from the air itself and scrawls in very beautiful penmanship a few hearts around his name. Theseus of Athens.
Yes. All right. Because that's like, very well. Theseus of Athens, youngest member of the voyage, another king to add to our group of things. We welcome you. We welcome your
king.
divine patronage. Wonderful. Yes, this is all very good.
It's okay for you to be a little starstruck, I understand.
Nope, just confused. But yeah, Theseus, you have officially joined the crew. Does anyone aboard the ship? Because as this has been happening, Jaeger, you have come up from below with the barrel of mead as well.
I just have 2 of them.
Yeah, just kind of set it out. People are drinking. There's not really a feast going on here, but there is food passed around. The ship is due to leave at first light. Is there anything that anybody wants to do? Any conversations anybody wants to have before the ship sets sail?
I'll walk over to Theseus after we've got some drinks. Hello.
I know your name. What is it? Tell me again.
No way.
Speak it out to me.
Idman. It is Idman.
Yes.
The seer.
Yes. What great prophecies do you carry, O great seer?
Oh, the prophecies today are rather muddled and mundane, but I of course will consult them and glean further truth. I just wanted to come over and say, huge fan.
Don't.
Been following you.
Please,
Oh,
actually,
no,
continue, please.
I'm sure you'll get that all the time. Just yes,
I am.
been
I am
following
quite
your.
well known in such things.
Yes.
And quite powerful in and of myself.
Watching your meteoric rise to fame has been quite entertaining.
You
Yes,
kill one minotaur and everyone thinks you're the hot shit in the house.
yes, quite. Well, it is, just wanted to introduce myself and
Lovely.
say that
Lovely
looking
to meet
forward to
you should really,
working alongside you.
Perhaps braid the beard. It's getting a little out of
Do you
hand.
think? Do you think so?
I think that it would be very becoming of you to braid it and perhaps care more about the state in which you present yourself as a follower of Apollo. I've heard he's quite enamored with his own beauty, so perhaps you should take it more seriously.
I will. I will, of course, take your wise words into counsel. Would appreciate any tips that you might have.
Well,
for me.
I'm more than happy to braid it for you.
I stumble. Could you?
Oh, easy.
Would you?
Now,
I mean-
sit before me, and I shall braid your beard.
I crisscross applesauce.
Theseus is short, by the way. He is very small. He is very lithe. He stands at maybe about 5'4", and we'll just start braiding your beard, adding a couple flowers that he seems to pull from a little satchel on his hip, just adding them.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the Wikipedia page for Apollo open, where I was reading some stuff, and Apollo is considered to be the most beautiful and is represented as the ideal of like a beardless athletic youth, which is absolutely not what Idman is. So
he is known as one of the most beautiful of the main 12. So
Idman in his head is thinking like, it's like I'm looking at Apollo himself. Holy shit, this guy's so hot.
yeah, now he's fine as fuck.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
You, big one, with the brawny shoulders and such, you bring me alcohol. You? That one. Yes, we're making eye contact. Come bring me liquor.
Are you looking at Jaeger?
Yes.
He just kind of looks at you, and he puts down both of the barrels.
Please?
I think you've already made it pretty clear you know how to get it.
With sugar on top.
No. And Jaeger's going to wander over to the twins, and look really confused, trying to figure out which one is which between ZTs and Kalai. What is it? ZTs and what?
Kalai.
Yeah.
Kalai.
Kalai.
Kalai. What are you looking at?
You know, I've responded to everything so far that
Kalai.
sort of starts and ends somehow, so.
He walks over and he just kind of keeps looking between the two of you. Which one of you got your ass kicked by Heracles earlier today?
Is that really what's remembered?
I don't know anything else about you, so that's really all I got.
From what we recall, you also got your ass kicked.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to come say hi.
Second place?
Absolutely. Can we arm
Well,
wrestle
now-
real quick?
Sure.
Is
It's athletics versus athletics.
Ah, fuck you. Advantage on athletics, don't you?
Haha, fuck you,
Ah.
advantage on athletics.
Fuck you. 18.
21.
Damn it. Is it 2 out of 3?
It is best of 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Best of 3? Okay.
And that 20 counts as 2 victories immediately.
And
That's a 9.
24.
Fuck.
Yeah, Jaeger, you're used to being the big strong, and you get up there and just in kind of quick succession.
Yeah.
You get,
Well, seems I've swallowed my pride twice today. It's going to be a very fun voyage.
Thank you for making my ego feel slightly better.
He just like smacks you on the back. It is what I am here to do. Why are there 2 of you?
That's just how we came.
Super.
Same thing you can ask with the 2 Escori brothers.
I punched one of them in the face earlier. So, I know there's at
Yes.
least one of them.
This is shaping up to be a voyage.
Theseus
This-
adds some fancy clasps into your beard as well.
Oh,
Fancy
oh
as well.
my.
I think
Yes,
that
you're
is
so
the next
pretty.
challenge that you might have to face. The two brothers for arm wrestling.
I'll fight them again.
Which one did you punch in the face?
The one with the golden eyes.
Alex.
Atalanta hit the other one in the ribs.
Well, I feel like it's only fair then if I arm wrestle Pollux.
What a woman that
If you take
Atalanta.
the other one.
Mm-hmm. That's really all I wanted to do with arm wrestle Connor.
Amazing. The night comes to a close. Everybody has some food, some drink to prepare. And after probably what feels like too short of a sleep, morning comes. Oars are manned. The wind catches the sails. You see Jason, Argus, and Heracles standing near the kind of rudder setup of the ship. And as the ship is, the lines are brought in, the ship detaches from the dock. The figurehead of the ship, in the form of Arthena Parthenos herself, speaks out and declares, "The voyage of the Argo has begun. Let this day be remembered for all." And the ship sets sail. And so passes a few days of travel. There are little islands out and about, but you all know that to get where you need to go, you need to travel out of the Aegean into what is referred to as it has a Greek name that I didn't write down, but what is referred to by us as the Black Sea. That is where you are traveling to. And to do that, first you must get to the Hellespont, which is guarded by the city of Troy. It's going to take a little bit to get there. So you have a few days of rowing, catching the wind, getting to know one another a little bit more. Perhaps some more arm wrestling competitions. But because
I think.
Oh.
Sorry. I think last session it became pretty clear that Jaeger's never been on a ship this long, so he's just been not having
Correct.
fun the past couple of days. But he's getting better now.
Are you like seasick?
Probably.
Did you sign on to be on a ship for probably several years, and you get seasick?
Jaeger just points in the direction of Atalanta.
Ah, yes.
I'm
so
just following her.
Everything that your lady decides, you do. I see. He just kind of sets a hand on you, and you feel like a warmth pass through you, and it's just basically a tiny, like, cure wounds. Just to try and ease his illness.
Thank you. I'm gonna defeat the sea. It'll be fine.
You're gonna defeat the whole sea? Would you like me to call my dad and you can have that conversation
I'll arm
now?
wrestle him too.
I would love to see you try. Let me know when you get a call answered from him, and we'll do that.
Okay.
As these first few days pass by, like I said, you see a lot of like little islands out here, none of which are very important to for you all to stop at. Because of the sheer number of people on this ship, and because of the humid conditions of sailing through an ocean, one of the things that you guys are going to have to do is constantly stop to resupply. It won't be that hard to resupply. You basically just need straw for bedding, because your bedding is going to get damp and moldy if you don't change it out. And then simple food rations to bring with you. And like as the days progressed, Jason has made it known to the crew that the first stop on the way to the Hellespont that he is intending on to dock and regather supplies is actually the Isle of Lemnos. And when he mentions the Isle of Lemnos, Zitis, you get to make a history check for me.
Okay. Oh no. That's a 2 for a 4 for a 6.
6 total. That is enough to get you the information that you know that this island is sacred to Hephaestus. This is said to be the location of one of his forges, maybe? Question mark. So you have a sneaking suspicion that perhaps there is something here that you might be interested in.
Okay.
When the Isle of Lemnos is mentioned as well, Theseus, you get a little buzz from your patron, just saying, "Ah, a chance to prove yourself, and a chance to, well, take care of one of those favors that you owe me."
Right. Yes. My divine beauty lady. What was that? I have a terrible headache.
Just keep your eyes and ears open. And she, like, you hear an ethereal snapping of fingers, and you feel yourself sober. Like, just get sober immediately. It's like a weird head rush. And she's like,
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Right away.
"Good boy." And it's just away. The next day, the Isle of Lemnos comes into sight as you all are heading towards it. Everybody make a perception check for me.
Is there any way this has to do with smell?
This does have to do with smell.
Really? Oh, I get advantage.
That is a 4.
18.
That is 2 5s for a 5.
Wow.
15.
15. What's the total for you, Jaeger?
5.
What?
Hey, 4.
5 plus 0 is 5.
Oh boy. You guys are still quite a ways out. And as you're all, it's like everybody's preparing, you're gonna dock and go in and see things. You do hear a couple of you hear some members of the crew. I think probably Heracles is involved in this conversation where he's just kind of saying, "It's strange. There hasn't been word from Lemnos for quite some time. Hopefully we are not going into a, well, I won't speak that into existence." But as you have caught sight of the island, as everybody's moving around, nobody's really noticed anything. Idman, as you kind of stand there on the deck of the ship looking out towards this island, there's just a weird taste, and you think it's like the ocean is like a weird briny thing to it. But the more you sit there, it's like it's a taste and it's a smell. And it's just sitting right on the back of your palate, and it won't go away.
Are you guys getting this?
For the make a it's a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yeah, I look at my ore buddies. No one? What? Con save?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on a 20, and it rolled to a 2, so 6.
6. Idman, you will have disadvantage on all perception checks for this session.
Just really gets in there, you know? None of you taste that? What? Ugh.
As the ship is getting closer, the rest of you do start to pick up on this odor. It is best described. I have a description of it. Hold here. I wrote this out because I wanted it to be very descriptive. The only way to really describe it is it's like if a skunk exploded and all of its stink became a bog. Like it's that kind of nasty smell.
I don't like the words you
through
just said.
here. But as the ship is approaching, it's like you at this point don't have much of a choice. You have to dock and you have to recover supplies. And you pull into the bay at Lemnos. Everybody make a perception check. This is not with smell. This is with eyes.
There's the nat 20.
21.
16.
19.
Doing a lot better this time.
17.
17. I think at this point, I think that means everybody succeeds. as long as you got above a 12. You see this settlement that is kind of built around this bay is showing signs of neglect, but you do see people as the ship is pulling into dock. There are people moving around, just not a lot of them. And you see quite a few buildings that have just kind of fallen in on themselves. And as the ship is coming into dock, you all see a person waiting for you on the docks. This it's a woman dressed in a simple attire. She is not quite middle-aged. She has a spear in one hand and is just kind of glaring at the ship as you all pull in there. And as Jason says, "Hail! We are the Argo, sailing from Iolcus. We are here to resupply." And this woman kind of holds her spear in challenge. And she says, "I am here on behalf of Queen Hypsipyle of Lemnos. If you are truly here to resupply, then we shall not have a problem. But," and she aims the spear and points at everyone on board, "should you try anything funny, by order of my queen, I will see you and that ship of yours scuppered in this bay."
Does that name sound familiar to me at all?
Make a history check.
19.
19. This name does ring a bell to you, in that you know Lemnos to be ruled by a king, and Hypsipyle is the name of the king's wife. But this woman is here acting in the name of Queen Hypsipyle, not in the name of the king.
Can I also make a history check?
Mm-hmm.
I lean over to Theseus and I explain all of that.
Did you catch that?
Yes, I caught that. Also, what on the lords of all the heavens, green earth, is that fucking smell?
You hear
Like a skunk bog.
Theseus, you hear in your head,
Yes, ma'am.
what's your history check there, Calais?
13.
13. And what are you looking for with this history check?
Just if I would remember too, because I believe we had an influx of young men from Lemnos in the Thracian court.
Yes. Yeah, you would hear with the 13, you recognize the name Hypsipyle, but you recognize that as the name of the queen of this island, not the name of the king. Jason kind of nods his head. He's like, "All right, we truly just mean to resupply." You see, he's kind of kind of got this taste in his mouth as well. And she says, "Good. Your captain and only 5 others. The rest must stay aboard." See, Jason kind of looks around. He's like, "Any volunteers?" 1, 2, 3. All right.
I reach over and smack Zetes. You're coming.
When must I come?
You're coming.
I look at Cal.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Zetes is getting voluntold voluntold, then
Voluntold.
I would
Voluntold,
step
that's a
forward
good
too.
word.
The twink only does one thing, and it is voluntel.
You see that as Zedis and Calais are the last two to kind of volunteer. You see the Dioscuri were both like walking up, ready to, and then they see the other set of twins volunteer, and they go, and they just take 3 steps back.
There is only one set of twins allowed. It's either we both go, or we both stay.
Then you're
I think
going.
I think we should stay, but
Nah, I think that means you're going. We all get to deal with the smell.
can I make an Arcana check? Trying to see if the smell is created by something magical.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
No, I love it.
11. With 11, truly at this point, no way to tell, but it is everywhere. It is permeating this place.
Idmin has started handing out little bits of like maybe a eucalyptus to the party and being like,
It will help take the edge off.
Theseus just shoves it, rips it in half, and shoves it into his nose.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jaeger
man.
just snorts it.
That's like a hit of pure menthol.
yeah.
It's better than this fucking smell.
It's quite relaxing, honestly. I like it. I like the scent.
I think I'd like to put it in one of my bathhouses when I return to Athens.
Mm. It's a good eucalyptus bathroom.
You all.
And I would just. Oh,
no,
I was
go
just
for
gonna
it.
say I would not smell the eucalyptus. Just tuck it into my tunic and just like, as representatives of our father's court, we can't insult our hosts.
That's why I shoved it in my nose, so they couldn't see it.
It's sticking out still. There's like a half-inch of leaf coming out of your nose.
Shoving it in!
Let me. I make sure that it's just like kind of.
What is the name of that
There.
old guy from Family Guy that like is weirdly obsessed
Wow.
with Chris?
Herbert.
Yeah, we're yeah.
Kidding.
Don't mind if I did.
At the time of my life.
Yeah.
I finished shoving that up your nose. Then
How's that?
Yeah, you could take your very dry hands off of my very soft face.
Yeah, sorry. It's so supple.
I know I moisturize.
You must share your routine with me.
The
Jaeger
6 of
rips up
you.
the leaf, tries to snort him, and immediately sneezes it all out.
Correct. The 6 of you, or the 5 of you plus Jason, disembark the ship. You see that a couple of other guards, 2 other women with spears, these 2 both with shields, kind of walk up and look around, and they, the woman that had initially kind of challenged you as you arrived, she says, I am Iphinoe, the guardian of the harbor. Welcome to Lemnos.
Don't mind if I guard your harbor. Hello.
You see, she is, she's kind of looking over everybody. As a matter of fact, specifically you, Theseus, make an insight check.
He's got that dog in him.
Ain't got. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no gas in it.
15.
15? Iphinoe is not in particular looking at you, but is kind of looking at everyone that is here, and with a little bit of guidance from your patron, you know that there is something behind her eyes. You see worry.
Mm-hmm.
You see mistrust.
Mm-hmm.
And in the very, very back of it all, you see lust.
Uh-huh.
Well-
Don't mind me capitalizing on this.
But she does her duty. She stands there with her spear and she says, "If you wish to resupply, then you will have to speak to the queen. Please follow me." And she turns and she will walk away. She seems to be leaving just 2 guards to just guard this entire ship filled with dudes.
It just
That seems fine.
random question. Are the other guards also women?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna just keep my eyes open.
Yeah. And in fact, as you all are led through, you can see the kind of what's it called? The it's like a chateau. It's like a big. It's not. It's
Like a
not
palace?
quite a. It is a palace, but not in the full sense. It's more like oh, there's actually a word for this. It's fine.
A vista? Are you looking for vista?
We'll just call it a palace for now. It's a big palace up at the top, and so they're bringing you through. The landscape of Lemnos laid out behind you, like most Greek islands, it's very hilly. There's copses of trees around. You see in the distance something like a more like true forested type area. But it's always leading up through the town to get to where the palace is. And you see a few other people throughout the village. You see a weaver who is sort of set up towards the village square as you're walking through. She's out there. You see a symbol of a spider hangs next to her shop, and she is kind of weaving these things to and fro. You also see an herbalist with the actually for Idmund the symbol of Apollo outside that she is wearing as she is making up these medicines. But also in this town square, you see a boop, boop, boop. Where did it go? Hold on. You know, my stuff is out of order. You also see what must once have been a very beautiful fountain. But there is no water flowing through it, and you see the image of the lady Aphrodite standing in the center of it, and she has this pitcher of water that you think the water would have come out of it down into the fountain. It is in full disrepair. The statue is cracked. The jar that she would be pouring the water out of is like falling apart. It is been neglected.
Totally ignore the direction that she is taking us and go right up to the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just rude.
Yeah, you walk up. You see. Yeah, you say that's just rude. You hear in your ear, "That's what I thought as well."
You're way prettier than that.
True.
Your hips are much more lively. Anyway, we should do something about this.
That's why you're here.
Girlie, you need to let me know these things. I'll get on that. First, I'm going to swoon this lady. I'm reattached to the group.
Yeah, you reattach to the group. You see the weaver kind of like is watching you as you get close to this thing, and then walk back to the group, and she carrying over that insight check from earlier. Worry, mistrust, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Right in the back there.
Is there I can roll a perception check. Have we seen any other men?
No checks needed. none of you have seen a man whatsoever here.
I am going to have a great time.
Yeah. Epiphany, right? That's the correct name. I understand. Oh, wow. Oh boy, I always love having a memes channel. Iffinaway brings you all up through the village, and eventually you arrive at the palace. This village, like I said, it has fallen into disrepair, but even still, for the amount of buildings that are actually standing, there's not that many people here, and they're all women. And as you walk into the palace, you see servants, people kind of walking around, a couple of priestesses that don't look like they're really old. They don't look like they're doing much. They're just kind of off in a corner. But seated upon there are 2 thrones, and seated upon the higher throne is a woman. A regal woman with strikingly red hair, a golden diadem, and she has this very regal air of authority about her, or she would if it didn't reek here. It smells so bad. And of all of you, I would like to know who amongst yourselves you think is at the front of your group as you all are walking into this palace.
I believe Theseus took up the rear as he had stepped away from the group and then rejoined. Hey, don't look at me like that. Shut up.
I am walking beside Theseus.
Hand in hand, braiding each other's hair, adding flowers to
Shoving more eucalyptus up the nose.
Or I guess I should say, who is standing beside Jason? Because Jason is standing at the front of the group, being led here.
Maybe, yeah.
I would
Jaeger?
probably try to, or if Jaeger wants to.
I mean,
Well,
he can
I
be
think
flanked.
because
Both of you are.
we're both like the strong. Yeah, I think it would be
Yeah.
either side of
So
Jason.
ZD's is in
Okay.
the center.
Meat wall.
Can I?
Meatball.
So, Jaeger and Calais, I will say this: this whole place, the village, this palace, everything has stunk so bad. There's a really, really powerful concentration of it coming from Iffinaway as she has been leading you up here, like BO almost like that. It's kind of wafting like that.
Jaeger just keeps looking over at you.
I would just grimace and bear it.
Yeah.
Just
Because of his species, he has a really sensitive sense of smell, and he's just not.
Yeah.
He's not happy right now.
As she leads you through the palace, you see she taps her spear, and she says, "Queen Hypsipyle of Lemnos, these are voyagers from Iolcus, led by this one." And you see Jason kind of steps forward. He says, "Yes, I am Jason of Iolcus. We are sailing. We are sailing. We are sailing for the Hellespont and beyond on a divine quest of the. I'm sorry. Give me just a moment." And at that point, Queen Hypsipyle kind of like rolls her eyes and she says, "You all don't have to pretend you don't smell it. We know you do. It's fine." And she just sort of stands up and begins to descend from the throne. And as she does, all of you are just hit by a wall of smell. It's just like, like wafting over you as she gets closer. She's like, "Oh, grow up." She just kind of looks around. She says, "I've been told that you all are looking to resupply here. Normally, this would not be a problem. Fair trade in exchange. But in
The populace has diminished quite considerably.
correct.
Mm.
You probably have noticed the
Arid.
lack
Right.
of men and the disgusting smell. What a grand time we've had.
I don't mean to pry, and I obviously have no intention of continuing, but would you be so kind as to inform me as to why your men have descended away from this beautiful city?
And why it's so smelly?
Hey. Theseus, like, literally grabs your face.
You
Someone
see-
needs to ask. I'll be
You
the
see,
asshole.
she kind of like raises her hand. She's like, "It's all right." And after your question, Theseus, you hear just a soft chuckle in your ear before Queen Hypsipyle starts to say, "The cause of both are one and the same. This island has always been a divine place of worship of the god of the forge, God Hephaestus. Our village was blessed for his paramour, his wife, the Lady Aphrodite. And at a certain point, some of our temple guardians, and she looks over to these old women just sitting in the corner who don't seem to be paying attention at all, saw fit to allow the Lady Aphrodite's temple to fall into complete disrepair so that nobody could travel there anymore.
I see. Well,
So, the Lady Aphrodite saw fit to punish us by, well, and she lifts her arm and this just waft of stench goes out again,
I see.
which consequently made all of our men run away hither and yon to who knows where, including my own husband, the king. So I have been left here in charge.
I see. Well, to your benefit, and to reduce such pungent issues, I am divinely ordained by the Lady Aphrodite Aria, and have been sent here in order to ease the burden that you have all been bestowed upon. Oh Lord, isn't bad.
It stinks.
Wait, that's why we're here?
No,
Let's do it.
I thought we were here for
that's
stuff.
shh.
Can I?
And again, Theseus just shoves his whole hand.
Can you reach my face?
No.
How tall are you?
Kelly,
Do I believe her?
make an insight check.
Seems. Can I make
I
an
feel
insight?
like this smell.
16.
16?
Something stinks.
There is a... You see in her face a person who is a little bit desperate, who has no reason to lie to you. She's already embarrassed enough.
Fair enough.
She just looks around. She says, "The people of my village, our island, will be happy to help you resupply your ship. But I must ask a favor of you in return. The Temple of Aphrodite must be cleansed in order for all of this to go away. And if you were to do that, we would be happy to help you in any way possible. You see another woman has kind of walked up beside her. Whoops, where'd my notes go? There they are. Another woman has sort of walked up beside her. A very sharp-featured woman with silver hair and piercing blue eyes. She has a ledger with her and a quill in one hand. She's not currently writing anything, and then she also has this staff with sea glass at the top of it.
Cool.
And it's this very thin piece of sea glass that you can look through, and you see she takes the ledger and she's looking at it, and she takes the glass like she's using it to help her focus and read something, and she says, she like whispers in the queen's ear, and the queen nods and says, yes, I think based on what we have, should you be able to fulfill this for us, we could resupply the entirety of your ship based on the amount of men we saw aboard for at least maybe a week or so. See, they nods. This is Polixo, my right hand. She knows, she will give you the directions to things. I'm going to go try to take a bath. And she just turns and walks out of the hall.
Perhaps in the sea.
It's not gonna work.
I know. And she just walks out. Polixo like looks at all of you and she says, well, if you're willing to do this, please follow me. And she will lead you out. She takes her staff and she points out over the hills to a wooded area, maybe a few miles away. And she's like, Aphrodite's temple lies there, deep within the forest. People haven't been there for quite some time. The last people who did go there did not come back. But you all seem very capable. And if you don't come back, then we'll just send the rest of your men on their way. No sense in keeping you here. And you see Jason kind of like pales. He's like, I need to get... Never mind. Jason says, all right, we will see this done. And Polixo says, all right, there is an abandoned olive farm about halfway between us and there, so if you get lost in the hills, that's how you'll know you're at your sort of halfway point. And she just kind of gives you all a nod and heads back inside. It's strange when these women are away from you all. It's like going back to just the ambient smell is almost like a breath of fresh air at breath of fresh air at this point. You're just like, oh, it still is terrible, but it's not like right here. Yeah, but Jason looks at you all and says, I guess we're cleaning a temple.
At the very minimum, I am cleaning a temple, but
Feels like a lot of work
do
for
not.
just you.
Do,
I mean, not for just you.
Fair. It might be a little bit too much work for me.
We have made our royal appearances. We could.
Yes,
Head back
be
to the
the
ship
little
now.
bitches that at least we know you are, Kalai, and run back to the ship.
I just blush really deeply. I was joking.
Well, it was a bad joke.
Obviously.
Anyway.
The more
And
hands. the
Theseus
quicker
has
this will
started heading that way.
I'll clean twice as much temple as you.
I would love to see you try to be more devoted to the goddess that gives me my magic on a daily.
I'm fully devoted to my father.
Right. I'm sure you're
Fucking-
very devoted to Daddy.
I am his favorite.
I dapped Theseus up. That was pretty good.
I look between you
What's
and I look
the mood?
between you and Zetes, and I look at Zetes and I'm just like, one of you takes favor of your father and the other does not.
We need to get Edmund the foxy grandpa hat.
We do.
True. Got him.
Yeah, you guys start to head out. As you're heading out, Theseus, you hear just like ethereal laughter in your head. Not anything more than that unless you ask questions, but you just keep hearing this little
Lady
this
Arya,
laughter.
just double checking. Did you make these women smell like the worst pull up from the deepest part of the sea on purpose?
I made them smell so bad.
Fucking love her so much. I see.
They let my temple and my fountain turn to shit, so I made them smell like shit.
I'm so proud of you for standing and keeping your boundaries.
However,
you go, girl.
I think the term is standing on business.
Yeah.
Aphrodite do be standing on business.
She as you're walking, she does say, however, I did, what's the word that people are using these days? I did play myself a little bit.
Yeah, 'cause I'm guessing they now hate you.
Well, they seem like they actually want to do things. I made the. You'll see when you get there. There's a reason they haven't been able to clean the temple. It's a whole thing.
I see.
But also, I sort of I chased away all their men, which I thought was really funny. But
I thought
now
it was really funny at the time.
But now the population of this island is in steep decline.
Yes.
Decline.
Yes. Is
And
that why
there's
they all
no
looked at us like
one-
we were going to be their next meal?
We'll talk about that later.
Did you? Was that also your doing?
I have another mission for you, but first clean the temple, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
This is fucking amazing.
So the trek to the temple will require 3 different skill checks. The first skill check is a survival check, just to navigate the terrain and
Not
not
me.
get lost.
I have a +3.
I have a +8.
Holy
Damn.
Oh, there
shit!
you go.
Oh, he's a druid. That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I
He's
will,
a druid dressed as a cleric.
I will shove our dear Idmon to the front.
Yes.
Do your thing, oh great seer of Apollo. I'm sure you'll be able to see the trek better than any of
Shall learn. All right. Survival, you said?
Yeah.
Wunderbar. 19.
19? Yeah, absolutely. You using the sun and kind of some points in the hills, you managed to guide through the lower parts without getting too turned around. You do all eventually come across this abandoned olive grove and the farm that's attached to it. It's just overrun with, like, it's overgrown. Nobody's tended to it. There's just olives all over the ground, which are providing their own kind of stink as they've kind of fermented here. But as you all pass through that into the next part of the hills, you do arrive at the actual kind of forested part of the island. And for this portion, I will request a perception check from somebody. As you are headed through kind of now there's an actual path, but it's more narrow and overgrown here.
Who would like to?
I think we've run into a problem where we only have one wisdom-based character.
I could make the check again.
Yeah, so that's what we will do.
If
So
you'll
I
let me.
have I have some of these set up for throughout the entire campaign, so I will just kind of let you guys know this for the future. When we do these travel checks to get you to places, there won't be a ton of them, but when we do it, if each person, if each check is done by a different person, the DC is lower. If the same person has to make a check back to back, the DC will go up a little bit.
I have a +3 to perception.
Okay. If you would like to go
I
for
can
it,
do
you
the
can go
next
for
one.
it.
I will do the
Okay.
next one so that Idmon can have a break.
Make a perception check.
19.
Damn.
Oh,
There's a 16
all good.
on the die. Is enemy.
As you are traveling, Jason kind of at the front with Idmon, letting Idmon kind of take the path, and Theseus, you reach out your
Larry.
arms and grab both Jason and Idmon by the back of their cloaks and pull them back, just as a like multicolored viper like falls out of the tree and just lands in the path and then slithers away into the brush.
I don't know how neither of you saw that.
I just.
It's almost like he should be the leader of this group, eh?
I am too pretty to be the leader of the group. I am supposed to be protected and cherished divinely.
Very well.
Jason's just kind of like, he's already a king.
You're going to be a beautiful king, a fantastic
you.
king, a astonishing king. Perhaps you should learn how to have some comeuppance first.
Okay.
Room for improvement, I think, is what we can agree on.
Yes. Oh, right. Okay. That's what we'll work on that.
ZD turns to Cal and says, "Well, that Theseus, I don't know if I like him or I hate him, but just not."
I
Just
don't know if I
very
want to kiss
interesting.
him or if I want to throw him into the sea.
What do you
I'm
think?
also- I understand what you mean.
¿Por qué no las dos?
Oh, you
Kiss
can
him and
kiss
then
me
push him
into the
and
sea.
then push me into the sea.
If there's anyone
my
we need
father
to
will
keep
put
an
me
eye
back on the
on,
ship.
Definitely that one.
it's
Very well.
Theseus.
Very much of a wild card.
Well, after Hercules.
Definitely people that like to grab people's attention.
As you all are making your way through there's a few more like Theseus, you're keeping an eye on, and you see like you guide the group around a few spots where you just see venomous snakes just like up in the branches of the trees, just kind of hanging out.
My strawberry flavored lady. What the fuck? And I'm saying that to the brooch.
Yeah.
What is
And she
the
goes-
shit with the snakes?
She kind of like she doesn't answer you at first, and then you just hear like what? Oh, I didn't do that. There's just a lot of snakes here.
Okay. I apologize for distracting you from whatever you're doing.
That's okay. Watch out. Watch where you step. And
Yep.
as you turn and look, you see like 3 skeletons on the side of the road, and there's like a bunch of baby snakes all around them. And it's like, oh no. Well, that's some of the people that went to check on the temple
Ugh.
No,
a
they're
while
kind of
ago.
cute.
The baby snakes are kind of cute. Look at them with their stupid little tongues.
The last skill check that I need is I do need an athletics check.
I can't help
As
with that.
the entire group comes across this series of fallen over trees that are blocking the path. It is possible to go around. It's just with all the snakes, not advised. So an athletics check to move these fallen trees out of the way.
I think we both have a +7, right? But you have
and
advantage. You have advantage, yeah.
I would think we would do it together, though.
That would also be my thought. Can we both do it?
Yeah, I would allow you guys to do it, or allow one person to roll with advantage.
I mean, he
Feel like
already
I
has
just-
advantage.
Oh, he already has. Yeah, then both of you just
Yeah.
roll separately.
Is a 22.
Also a 22.
Yeah.
17.
With those rolls, you guys don't lose any time at all as your two big strongs just get out there and move stuff out of the way. Shake a couple snakes loose, but they don't bite anybody. And within a number of, hours, maybe 2 hours, you guys eventually can see through the trees partially collapsed, actually a lot collapsed stone and marble building that you are approaching.
As we're going, I do lean to Zetes and I'm just like, your brother is quite impressive. What is it that you do exactly?
I'm just here to protect him.
You're the protector of the two of you. I see. I can't wait to see what exactly you are capable of.
That's what I'd like to know too.
Okay. Nick.
Yeah. You guys.
My eyes just narrow looking between the two of you. What's going on here?
You all see this hill, this temple is on, it's on kind of like a little hill in the center of this forested area, and it's just brambles everywhere around kind of the base and crawling up the hill. You see the temple building itself is there's like vines that have overgrown and are now choking the marble columns. And as you are approaching, I want all of you, actually, who has the highest passive perception? I would assume it would be Idmin, but I just want to check.
I have
18.
a 13.
13?
18, yeah.
Okay. Idmin, as you all are approaching, you hear it's like a weird squeal noise coming from inside of the temple.
I believe I have heard something from within the temple. Sounded a little bit like this. Believe it could perhaps be some kind of boar? Maybe a pig or something?
I
Just thought to give you a heads up before we kick the door in.
appreciate the heads up.
Yes.
Like a swine of some kind is what you suggest.
Yes.
Well, I mean, of the three of us, or of all of us that have handled swine, I believe Jaeger is the only one who has actually handled it, or at least your partner has.
Jaeger just takes the fucking massive boar hunting spear off of his back and just sets it on the ground.
Wonderful.
We have some
It might-
experience.
It might be the one that's taking a shit all over your temple.
Can I go investigate the squealing noise?
Sure. Are you going to, how are you approaching the temple?
Straight on.
Straight on?
Do you,
Yeah.
okay, I was
You
gonna
just-
I was gonna be like, do you want
Head on,
me
marching
to go
up there.
ahead?
Are you going ahead? Jaeger has a base 45 walking speed.
Oh my good lord!
Yeah, okay, so
Fucking
real quick,
stride.
Kyle, I don't think you're looking at my character sheet all the time, so it doesn't matter. It says 35 on here because for some reason it did not add my plus 10 from being a barbarian. So it is 45.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a fast
Anyway.
man.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely
Long
unsling
legs.
my lance
long
and follow
stride.
like 10 feet behind.
Yeah. You start to head up there. Jaeger. There we go. I would invite at this time everybody to go to their D&D Beyond character sheets and open maps.
Yay!
Okay.
Ooh. Wait, how do I open maps again? Is that the little play button?
Launch game.
Launch game?
Yeah, launch game.
Launch.
Mine says, please wait for your DM.
Yeah. I haven't clicked start session yet.
What's
Now
new
I
in
did.
maps? Fuck you.
Rude.
Ooh.
There is so much
Ooh.
new things. Fancy stuff.
You guys should have full ability to move your individual tokens.
Wunderbar.
At the moment, it is only Jaeger who has actually approached the entrance here.
Well,
And
Calais
Jaeger,
said he was right behind me.
Oh, yeah. Then Calais, as you're headed up there as well. That's fine. Why don't you each make for me a perception or investigation check to see what it is you see as you walk up to this space?
25.
Damn.
13.
I threw that dice on the ground. So
ZDs, did you approach as well with Jaeger and Calais?
I'm just behind Calais, but
Okay.
maybe like 10 feet away.
Okay.
19 investigation.
19 for investigation for you. What did you get, Jaeger?
I got a 13 perception.
A 13. A 13 is enough for you at the front to see movement inside. And this terrible stench has infested this place as well. And you hear it too, those kind of squealing roars from inside as you see a tusked face, very much like a boar, on a long stalk-like neck. That's kind of looking around a corner, and then it bends down and it is like rooting in the ground there. You had your hand up.
Do I have to make a wisdom save?
No, not at the moment.
All right, cool. Because one of them is boars, especially larger unnatural ones, is what you have as one of the triggers.
You know, I do have that. So why don't you make that wisdom saving throw for
And that's
me?
just a 13? DC starts at 13.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so wise, you guys.
You're so proud.
That's a 6.
A 6. Oh boy.
Right out the gate.
I have a +0 to wisdom save.
Okay, let's see. Okay. So that is going to. So at this point, you are considered to be at level 1.
Okay.
So, yes. I remember exactly how I set this up.
Totally.
So
You didn't
right
send this
now,
to me 2 months ago.
yeah. So right now, the only effects that have happened to you are what's listed under level 1 of your bloodlust.
Okay. Cool.
But that happens right now.
Yeah. Yeah, all that happens is Jaeger takes a step forward and kind of like looks at something and then takes a step back and kind of shakes his head, but there doesn't appear to be any change or anything like that. He's still standing there, just staring.
And let me show you what it is you see. I'll just put it over here, because that's easier to do. Boop.
Booping?
It's in the stream.
Gross.
Oh. Oh.
Ugh.
A long boy.
A long boy. So it's kind of it is acting like a boar. It's like rooting under the portions of the temple that have kind of collapsed a little bit. And you see Jaeger, you see that it also has like these gashes in its side and these festering wounds in it, and that seems to be where a lot of the smell is coming from. It's like rot. Then for the two Boreads, what you can sense and see as you're approaching from behind Jaeger, you definitely get the sense that there is at least two of these things within, just from hearing how things are moving about inside.
I nod at Calais, and I drop my ionic ward and kind of ready my bow.
Okay.
That's blade ward, but
yeah.
Oh, I would shake my wings out the back of my tunic and just kind of like roll my shoulders a bit.
I'm also signing to him that if... Do you know sign language?
I actually don't know. I don't think so.
Damn, we should
I
have
do.
planned it out.
Oh. I picked none when I was doing this, so I'm just gonna say nope. I only know common. Or Greek.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna have our little twin sign instead, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm basically signaling him that I'm gonna go for the legs if we're gonna.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah. So far, Jaeger, Calais, and Zetus, you are the only three that notice anything. What are you guys doing?
As part of the first part of the blood rage, I have to attack the nearest hostile creature every
sure
turn,
do.
the first thing. So I would like to rage and run directly at it.
Sounds good. Everybody, roll initiative.
Woohoo.
Ooh.
Where's my
Ooh.
Jason?
20.
24.
Hey.
13.
13 for Jaeger. What did you get, Calais?
24.
20 for Zetis? Is that what I heard?
20 for me.
Theseus.
A tarnished 20.
20. Jason got a 7. Despite his initiative bonus being really good. And Idman. Oh, is he gone? Did we lose Blake?
No.
Oh no.
Do we want to take a second until he comes back?
Yeah, I was gonna take a break before we were ready to go.
Alrighty.
So, we will start this combat out of our order. As Jaeger, you get a surprise round by just running in and attacking the very first one that you see.
Yeah. Do I still get to rage or no?
Yes.
Because surprise. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. Because I'm already pretty fucking angry. And I'm just gonna hit this thing twice with the massive spear and try to get it all up in its ribs, or wherever the ribs are on this thing.
Yep, you should be able to pretty much get... Yeah, with your speed, you can definitely get right up to it.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to move your token, so...
Yes, sorry, hold on. And then because of the blood rage, I have advantage.
Correct.
Hold on, let me find it again. Yup. Uh, 17.
A 17 does hit.
Okay. And because it is the first hit, it will also take damage from the Divine Fury. So that'll be... So 11 points of, I believe, piercing damage, plus 7 points of radiant damage for the first attack.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 19 to hit. Oh,
Yeah,
shit, I get a
definitely hits.
+2 on everything. I forgot about that.
So I add 2 more damage to what it already took.
Yes.
Okay.
This one's a 21 to hit.
You
Doesn't
use
matter,
the new
both hits.
version of Barbarian, right?
No.
Okay. I thought you did.
No, this is just from the spear.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then...
I'm getting my campaigns crossed over. No worries.
9 points of piercing damage from the second attack.
Got it. Okay.
And I think... Yeah. And then I'm just gonna stand here staring at it. Get out of my
Alright.
cabinets.
That is the end of the surprise round as Jaeger has charged in, gotten in some attacks, but now these things are aware of what's happening. And we start at the top of initiative with Calais. It is your go.
Okay. I'm going to use my celestial flight, which gives me fly speed equal to walk speed. And then I'm assuming there's no roof that it's caved in, or
There's some walls, maybe.
there's some walls.
Some height. Dilapidated.
Because I was gonna move just straight there, flying over the walls, if that's valid. And then I'm going to cast. I can't actually really reach anything right now, so I'm gonna just cast a gust of wind. Just straight north, to slow down the second boar.
Okay.
And
They are both labeled Boar 2.
They are both labeled Boar 2. You're correct.
yeah, and I was gonna say I think that's all I can do.
Okay. And with that gust, it has to make does it have to make a save, or is that only on its turn that it has to do anything about that?
It doesn't even say that on its. Oh yeah. Each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed
Got
on a
it.
strength saving throw,
Okay.
or be pushed 15 feet. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. The end of Calais' turn. It is Theseus's go.
Yes, I obviously am hearing all of the chaos that is going on in the temple, and I'm gonna just lean into my, I'll use, if I have to, I can use my action for it, and I'm gonna lean into my brooch and just be like, what the fuck is in there? I apologize, my, oh gracious lady of strawberries and pomegranates, but what the fuck? She's like, I love her. I love her so much. And I will sneak, use my stealthy boyness, and head around the side, to, I believe this is head over to this area here.
Okay.
To get a better viewpoint. Ah, wrong one. Okay. Head this way. I can't move my thing for some reason. There it goes. They changed the way that this works and it's making me upset. Would you like me to roll a stealth check?
If you're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, I am trying to sneak.
Then yeah, go for it.
Be my sneaky little man self that I am.
I'd like to use my sneaky boy feature.
I would like to use my sneaky boy feature, as I am in fact one of those sneaky boys. For some reason, Discord will not stay on the top of my stuff.
What just happened?
All right. Let me roll that stealth check for you, DM. $28.
Oh yeah, you're so sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky. Me and ZD's just be all up in that sneak.
All up in that sneak meat.
Sneak meat? Is that what you just said?
No.
And are you considering me talking to the brooch an object interaction, or are you considering it an action?
You can have a conversation, or you can talk. It just has to be within 6 seconds.
Okay, cool. I will then instead take the moment to from the pendant pull a mote of pink energy, and just fucking yeet that eldritch blast.
Yeah.
Will you allow me to use sneak attack with it?
Let's see. Hold on just a second here.
Pretty please. I'm just so cute. Let me do it.
I allow it for cantrips only.
Yeah.
So once you get more like when you start being able to fire more than one beam,
right,
only the first instance will be able to benefit.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
$22 to hit.
22 definitely hits. And were you aiming at the one that Jaeger's fighting, or the one up top?
The one that Jaeger's fighting.
One that's Jaeger's fighting? Yeah, 22 definitely hits.
I can't see the other one from where I'm at.
Yeah.
So a D10. That's a D12, the Remora. Come on now. Seven points of damage.
7 points of damage. You let out this Eldritch Blast. Describe your Eldritch Blast.
So Theseus has his bow that has seemingly come out of nowhere. And he, instead of taking a mote of an actual arrow, seems to create an arrow from the pendant itself. And the arrow is a dark magenta, pinkish color that he laces into the thread of the bow and fires it off. And it seems to spark and separate into multiple pieces of this bright pink light that slam into the side of the boar's head, and little sparkly hearts manifest from it as it hits it.
Brutal. Yeah, you blast into this thing. Anything else on your turn, Theseus?
Believe that is all I can do.
You got it. Your stealth is, you are now known to be there. Zetes,
it's okay, there's a big boy there that'll handle.
ZT's is gonna climb up these walls and gonna use gonna get he's going to glide from this wall to the next.
Okay.
I do have a climb speed.
Mm-hmm.
And gives a nod to Calais and just passes by him. And this is from a higher angle, right?
Yeah, you're about maybe 8 feet up at that point.
Funny. Perfect. ZT's is kind of just spread his wings a little bit and gonna glide down. And can I try to grapple the boar? I think what's
Yeah.
the new grapple rules? Is it strength save?
It's a save. It should say on your character sheet.
Yeah, strength or dex, which is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus strength.
Yeah, that's the DC.
Or yeah, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
So
So I believe the DC is 7 plus 8. 15?
15.
DC 15.
Max.
It got a 15. It meets it.
All right.
Needs it.
That's fine. I'm right there. So ZD's flies in and glides underneath its legs with a rope. I'm gonna use my bonus action to utilize the rope,
Okay.
which is I have to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Oh,
God damn
Okay.
it.
14 DC 10. Okay, so he's bound by it, but until he's grappled and capacitated or restrained, he's not bound yet.
Okay.
That's it.
And that's the end of your turn. That's gonna bring us to the boars. Boar A has to make some kind of save. I think a strength save against a gust of wind.
Of 14, I think.
14. It got a 15, so it is not pushed back at this time.
Yeah. It does still have to spend double
Yes,
movement.
it's
I
now
think.
considered difficult terrain for it. So there's that. So this boar is going to look around, and they were just kind of sitting in here rooting around eating stuff, and now they're pissed. So this one is going to run this way, right up here to this little area, and is going to take a swing at Theseus with the strange club-like tail that it has.
Boo! Leave the twinkle alone.
That is I rolled so high. That is a 23 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
You are going to take you're going to take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I will do my best.
It's like half my HP. God damn.
That's a 6.
You are stunned until the start of this creature's next turn.
Boo! Fuck that guy in particular.
Moving on to the second boar. The second boar is kind of confused at what Zetes is doing right now, but is mostly focused on Jaeger, who just ran up and poked it a bunch. Jaeger, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as it looks at you and it just exhales this stench out of its nose that just swirls around you. I can't hear you.
Is this poison or disease?
This is neither.
Okay.
What do you want to interject, Theseus?
I wasn't going to interject. I was going to ask if I can cast Hellish Rebuke.
Yes, you
Okay.
can. We'll get to that in just go
Okay.
ahead and roll
I'll
your
roll the
damage, and
dice.
then I'll roll for its save here in a minute. What was your con
12.
save? 12.
12.
Let's see. You take. Could be worse. You take 36 points of necrotic damage as this.
36, huh?
Yeah, as this just terrible stench fills your lungs and you double over and you almost feel your insides beginning to rot from this stench.
God.
Let me check something really quick.
God damn.
I have to make another wisdom save
Okay.
because that was over 20% of my hit points.
Yeah.
That is. That is an 11.
11. That is going
Oop.
to
Fail.
fail.
Actually, it's less than 11 because I have a -2.
Gross.
Yeah. These are your rules.
I know.
I believe that is the hybrid form.
Correct.
Okay. Does that happen now or on my turn?
That's going to happen on your turn.
Okay, fantastic. Just checking.
So there's that. I'm getting tired of this song just stopping in the middle of what I'm asking it to do. That is all that boar does on its turn, and it is going to be now Meleager's turn. And what do we see happen?
Oh, it is. Sorry, I'm pulling up the stat block. Because it says I use the stat block and not just the homebrew that I have, which is probably better, honestly.
Hellish Rebuke.
Wait, do I use the full werebore stat block or do I still keep my strength and stuff? Because my strength is higher.
Because so for how I've worked this out, it's the stat block, and then when you get to the full thing, that's when you get to use all your cool shit. At least that's how I had intended it.
Okay. We'll have to work on this because the werebore hybrid that I have is not that cool. It has like very little perks for me changing, but I would prefer to keep my own strength because it's bigger.
Sure. Just use your stuff for now. We'll work it out later.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, so you guys have seen Meleager run up, stab this thing a couple of times, and then it breathes, I guess, death itself directly into his face, and he just kind of doubles over, and you start watching as a very thickening cracking noise starts to come from him as it seems like his bones are stretching and pulling away from himself as he begins to get much larger, not quite matching the height of the things in front of us by any means, and he starts being covered in a very thick brown hair, and with another very unsettling noise, large tusks begin to come out of his mouth, and there is a very large werebore now standing in front of this other terrible, terrible boar. And I will... Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Okay.
Or the boar.
And so, yeah. In character art is what we are roughly looking at is standing there. Still raging, and I believe now, ma'am. Okay, great. I am just gonna hit this thing again because it's still the thing directly in front of me, so I don't need to make a save. I am just going to do that twice. Again,
actually,
please stop licking my elbow.
What I do need you to do, as you start your turn, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Another Constitution save.
Yep.
Okay.
That's all this thing does is con saves.
Yeah.
Okay. Please stop licking my elbow. That's gonna be a 7.
A what?
A 17.
17. You are almost overtaken by the stench of this creature, but you manage to get it out of your getting through it. And I will not ask you for that saving throw for the rest of the fight.
Okay. Because I had to transform, does that count as my action? Because shapeshifting, I believe, is an action.
This it is a forced thing, and it does cause you to use that action.
Okay. Yep. Then I cannot do anything else. I will stand here and stare at it.
You got it.
Just standing there menacingly.
That's gonna bring us to Idman.
Goodbye. Okay. Yeah, I shall just stroll over to the entrance. Well, this is all very troubling. And as I'm walking over, Idman begins to chant under his breath, and he starts to glow with some golden solar light as he is going to use my star druid form here, starry form, which I'm just flavoring as solar instead for Apollo. And then he raises his staff, and you see that he, as if it were a bow, he draws back, and this golden light seems to form bowstrings. He's going to shoot a luminous arrow as a bonus action when I assumed this form.
And
2 for transformations.
Yeah, which one of them are you gonna shoot at?
I will shoot at the one that's close here for
Got
2.
it.
Okay. Say 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And that'll be 7 points of radiant damage. And then with my action, I will hold the staff aloft as well. And I will call down a moonbeam spell. We'll call it solar beam.
Miko beam.
So this will be, I'll start concentrating on this. And I'll call this down on the far one.
Okay.
On bore number 1. So that'll be a cylinder in that position there. And I need a... save it. A Constitution saving throw.
It's a 5-foot or a 10-foot circle for moonbeam.
5 foot. 5 foot radius, yeah. 120 feet distant.
Oh, so a 10-foot. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 foot diameter.
It's there.
Wunderbar.
Make it white.
And then, yeah, it'll be DC 16 con save.
8. No, it does not make that.
So it's going to take... Oh wow, awful rolls. Only 7 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then as well, if the creature is shapeshifted, it reverts to its true form. It can't
Interesting.
shapeshift until it leaves the cylinder.
All right. This thing is not shapeshifted, but it does not like that beam of radiant energy.
Let the light of Apollo cleanse you, hideous, stinking beast. Oh, it's rancid in here, truly.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Edmund?
That will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Do you need to get out of here, Blake?
Yeah. I gotta
Okay.
hop off.
We have Jason's turn, and then we'll end for the night.
That's good.
Before we end
What?
for the night, I was just gonna ask if you wanted to do the hellish rebuke.
Yes. So I did roll for that.
It's a DC 14 con save or dex save, not a con save, dex save.
Even if it's a dex save, it still beats it with a
Boo.
19 total.
Pussy.
But it is going to take half damage.
Okay, it was 18 total, so 9.
9 points of damage.
What a bitch.
All right. There's that. Jason's go. Jason is going to do a couple of things here. I was like, oh man, all kinds of stuff's popping off here. He will where the hell is it? There we go. Jason is gonna run kind of up here and stand next to Idman and look around. It's like, all right, man, I do not know what to do here. And then he is going to use an action to kind of dash up into the center of things, look around, and he's going to see Theseus being menaced by that boar over in the corner, and he is going to, I think he can do this. Yes. He is going to reach out towards you, Theseus, and say, Hera, protect him! And hold out his hand, and he's going to cast Shield of Faith, which is going to give you a +2 to your AC for the time being, Theseus. Yes.
Huge.
Sorry, what was that?
You get a +2 to your AC as Theseus casts Shield of Faith on you.
Jason casts
Sorry,
Shield of Faith
as
on me?
Jason yes.
Oh, well, I know, I'm quite cute. It's valid. I would also want to cast Shield of Faith on me. If I had that spell.
We come to the end of our first turn here, our first round of combat. Both of these boars have taken some hits, and like sludgy blood has sloughed out of their wounds onto the ground and is all just kind of running and congealing right here at the center.
Lovely.
But we will have to continue that next time. I thought we could get through it today, but I think we need to try to start a little earlier if possible.
That's fair. Sometimes it just happens.
It's just what happens, yeah.
I mean, we started 15 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of after which